concurrent viewers. It says 1. 0. That's cool. Okay, let's get to editing. Okay. No, that's horrible. That looks good. Stream is excellent. I don't know. Seems like it should be a live stream. Public monetization off. I'm live. Says Dave Trippin. Holy shit, we got 1 pro. Okay, cool. Even if it's 1, I hope you're doing well. I haven't a live stream in not a year, but a long time, so I was actually a little concerned that no one would show up. Hope you're having a good day, whoever you are. There we go. So long as we've got to know that we got a viewer, that's a hopeful thing. Radial. Oh, 2 viewers. Okay, let's everybody all just slow down. That looks pretty cool. I think we need to back off a little bit on the whole. That's better. Gotta make the edits subtle, you know? Okay, Tainted Grapes. Desktop. Nice. So that's 1. Very nice. 7 concurrent viewers. 6. I don't know. I don't know how these statistic works. It says concurrent. In one place it says 7. In another place it says 1. That's okay. Chillin'. Wait a sec. It says the chat on. Oh, awesome. I didn't realize people were saying hello. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Danger. Ob's chat isn't connected. It is now. It is now. That was just weird. It was, I guess, because maybe I restarted the chat or something, or the stream. I was looking at the wrong one. But it is okay. So, let me know as well, that kind of usual thing, if like my voice is too low or whatever. Or if, you know, the music's too loud, that kind of thing. Just let me know, and I can fix it. I will absolutely fix it. Sounds good? Okay, that's cool. You know, when I think it was December I did the last live stream. Volume is more or less ideal. Okay, great. That's cool. Just working on, we have our feature cocktail for the weekend, constructed by the amazing Joe Murphy. And it's called Tainted Grapes. Pretty cool, right? The ingredients in this bad boy are pretty sweet, too. If I look at them here, I can read them to you guys. It's pretty unbelievable. It's sake. So this is like a sake creation here. Sake, dry vermouth, peach tea, blueberry vinaigrette, salt, and absinthe. Damn, right? That's kind of good. I think that's real good. 4 people, yeah! 4 people makes me stoked. Delicious. I had a little taste of it. To be completely honest, is it my absolute favorite? I'd say no. But yeah. Yeah, it's still very, very good. Still good. I keep popping over to here. So I gotta get these, I gotta get these out. I think that's the best shot. That's what we'll lead with, of course. Then we're gonna do this low angle. And then there's a few more. There's this one right here. Yeah, this is actually really cool. Ooh, just a subtle change there. And it looks really good. But we will still put a gradient here, a radial. We're going to put a radial here to be able to pump up this exposure. So our eye is drawn to this spot, basically. Not too much, though. You have to always consider that if it looks like light is unnaturally appearing in the image, then our brains reject it because we unconsciously are aware that this is not an image that makes sense. Is that the real Dave Trippin? It is I. It is I. As real as I ever was. It is I. It is I. You wouldn't think so. I haven't done enough stuff recently though. So this has been good though. I got the podcast coming out on was I going to say? Got the new podcast recorded, so that's going to be on Monday. You'll have that on Spotify and the Interstice podcast, and the new video I just put out on the channel. Then these live streams, going to be doing these live streams to finally get through the mountain of photos I have to edit, and I think we'll do like some activities as well that you can do. You know, like where I had people do the photo submissions and stuff. Ooh, this is a tough call. So, gotta do like so. I think that'll be it. Yep, that's pretty good. I don't like cutting the hand off like that, but I think we kind of have to. Do we just go down to the bottom? Nah, no, we want more of the hand in there. We could go up high. Trying to find that right balance. Yep, that almost looks like it. I've been a supporter for like 4 years. I watched one of your old apartment tours. I think that's where most of us started. It's his most popular video. It's true, Gabriel. It's like... it's just one of those funny things on YouTube that you can't have an ego about, that like you will be found for the most hilarious thing, and mine was that a Leo Palace, like the most innocuous, like everybody lives in a Leo Palace when they come here. It's nothing exceptional. And that video is the kind of only video that ever went viral for me, and it was of a Leo Palace apartment tour. Which is so funny, really. And then everything I've made since then, never to reach those same heights. Some good ones, though. I've had a couple of good ones that got, you know, like... I would say anything for me that hits 50,000 views is like a whale. Like, that's a massive video. And I had a few that still hit that, but I've never had one that, again, reached the 500,000 mark or something like that. Doesn't mean I'll give up. Doesn't mean I'll give up. I'm going to continue, and I'm really, really excited. I don't know if you guys watched the most recent video on my channel when I was talking about like the new equipment that I have, which I'm very excited for, which is the Canon R5C, and so that's going to be making an appearance very soon. If I could ever get it delivered to Japan, that seems at this point an insurmountable task. Yeah, Tokidoki, she seems like a real sweetheart, doesn't she? There's a couple of those people who've gotten quite popular where I'm like, you're good people. We're All Climbing the Same Mountain is still one of my favorites. I haven't had a video hit me in the same way, honestly. Top tier content. Anime Titties. I love that this is the name, Anime Titties. Thanks a lot. That is one of my absolute favorites. There's been, I like to be candid with the people who check out my stuff. There's been, as I was learning, like my relationship with the stuff that I create as it relates to the algorithm and popularity and what will be found, that was one of the ones that like really like was like a knife, because it was definitely one of the ones that most represented the stuff that I really want to make, but then was kind of like the first where I was like, oh, like this is pure like rat poison to the algorithm. So to hear the people that it did connect with, it's always that like reassurance that I'm like, who cares what an algorithm's exact number of views gave you? If you can have people that are like you said, it hit me in this like certain way that was significant. I'm like, you never know a way in which you could have impacted somebody's life that is so much greater than just some like vapid number of views. Don't get me wrong too, I'd love that. But yeah, it's great to hear that, Titties. I'm stoked to hear that you really, really enjoyed that, because that was like, that's one of my proudest videos and one of my greatest memories, honestly. Like, that was the last time I visited Canada, which was 5 years ago now. So it was like really, really, really important for me. You were a huge inspiration when I went to teach Japan in 2019 to 2020. Very cool. Though I decided to return to the States due to COVID, but yeah, Leo Palace experience is garbage. I wouldn't call it garbage. I mean, I I'm moving to Vancouver tomorrow morning. Coco, that's awesome. I'm gonna be there this summer. Let's grab a drink. I'm finally going back to visit there this summer. I'm also going to Scotland for a wedding, which I'm really, really excited for. You should be able to right-click and then export from the right-click. I don't know why you can't do that. What? There it is. Okay, wait a sec. So is there an option here for export? There's not. Oh, there is. There is! Okay, I'm so stoked. I was like, this makes no sense. Man, these photos are good. Joe's going to be really happy about this, I think. Joe is our bar manager, by the way. Incredible man. A great man. Going to be a father. He's got a kid coming on the way. I'm so curious about this, Coco. You moving to Vancouver, like that's really exciting. I hope you got some roommates or you're rich, because believe you me, the cost of living there is certainly not the cheapest you've ever seen. Damn! Look at that. Look at that. Full props to Sandro too. Just wanted to pop on and see how you're doing. It's nearly 12 a.m. in Florida, so have a good evening. Thanks very much, Joseph. I appreciate you coming to the stream. That's cool you dropped by. So now, I'm basically, believe it or not, I'm actually like, I'm working as I live stream here. Let's see. So now, Tainted Grapes. No, this needs to go into my Garden Lab. Garden Lab cocktails and the Jungle Bird. It's fun being SNS manager for a company. I really, really enjoy it. I know that it might not be for everybody, but like that's a part of my job. I really, really enjoy. I took your advice and left Interac after 1 year. Best decision of my Japan living. There you go, nosy dewdrop. What did I tell you? It's awesome for like just getting in there and then basically you get your work visa. Awesome, you got your work visa. Once you got your work visa, then you can go on and do whatever, basically do whatever else that you need to do. And that often means you'll just find a better job. So it's pretty clear. But of course, how are people to know that when they come and they don't have any prior experience? I totally get how that's confusing. And having someone to lend a hand or offer an opinion is super, super helpful. So I'm glad that was useful for you. Let's go to Lightroom. I'm just going to be one moment here while I make this post. If you guys don't follow us on Garden Lab Kyoto, please do. If you're ever coming through Kyoto, drop by the lab. We got a nice bar. I know I'm just plugging my bar here, but it's really chill. Lightroom. Okay. Let's see how this looks with our profile on it. There we go. Oh, Joe will be happy with this. Modern 8. Almost done. Look early because of it and got super lucky. Oh, you got a university job, Nosy. That's awesome. Wow, you really hit the jackpot, didn't you? That's I'm so glad to hear that. That's like yeah, that's like striking gold. You got that position. That's really, really cool. I just know how difficult it is to get those positions. So that you succeeded is fantastic. That's really cool. Yep. That's the one thing I never did. I got the private school, I got the teacher's license, I did the Board of Education. I did all that stuff. I did all that stuff. But I did not ever do the university job. That was something that remained outside of my realm of experience. Okay, there we go. Now we're into caption territory. Oh, that's not going to work. I haven't been ambitious enough to leave them yet. Just started my 4th year, so new town, new schools. Okay, okay. Rosanfer, so you're still in the dispatch company situation, Rosanfer? Stars aligned for me. I met someone on his last year, the 5-year teacher rule, and they were desperate and found me. Hey, that's how it can work, right? You, opportunity is, what is that? Like, preparation plus time or something like that. Or that's what luck is, right? So you were ready for it, and you fucking killed it. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Go. Okay. It's funny. I've been really appreciating the Google Suite with its like Google Docs, Google like spreadsheets, all of this kind of stuff. Like, man, oh man, is it ever like insanely helpful. Vinaigrette. How do you spell vinaigrette? I got this feeling like it's not how it's written here. Vinaigrette. That's what I thought. It's just like, oh no, vinaigrette with 2 T's. No, he did it right. I spoke too soon. I'm an asshole. Joe knows what he's doing. I'll bite my tongue. Luck is created by the prepared. Okay, there you go. That's a nice one. Hey Dave, how have you been? This is first time in a while that I've been able to catch you on your streams. I'm doing good, Coop. I'm doing good. I appreciate you dropping by. In fact, quite good. I've been like kind of recommitting. I was saying to everybody already that I was like, I am recommitting to the effort that I'm going to put in to everything that I do. And I've been really enjoying it. I've been like, just, you know, basically like back at, you know, I've got a podcast coming out tomorrow. I did the video on the channel. I'm you know, I'm doing this live stream. I can't do it for too long, but I'm doing this live stream. I'm just like, I'm embracing how enjoyable it is to actually like do stuff. I was saying to my friends the other night, I was like, there's this funny thing about activity and about like output, and it's that when you're not putting anything out, it feels like an impossible weight because you're thinking to yourself, how can I do all these things? All you see is all the things you have to do. But then as soon as you start doing something, you're like, I actually had fun doing that. I'd actually like have a ton of fun doing this too. And like, you actually start to feel that you don't feel, you know, you don't feel overwhelmed. In fact, you feel hungry to do more, and it's such a great feeling to kind of be connecting with that again. And it renews that feeling of like, you know, Vlad just said, who cares if 13 people are watching? You're like, are you doing what you love? If the answer is yes, well then you're doing great. You're doing really, really good. Look, 13? Hey, I did not think that we would get 13 people in here today. Okay, 5? Yes, 5. I thought we would get 5. But hell, 13. Even for a second, that was really cool. Yeah, so I've been like really happy recently in that respect. 6 In Japan, all schools require part-time teachers to have full-time benefits or to change jobs. Yeah, so that's the thing. As soon as it reaches 5 years, they want to get rid of you because they don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay you full-time, or like give you full-time benefits or whatever. It's just it's easier for them to get rid of you, which is, you know, that's kind of the welcome to the cruel world. I guess that would be the Ben Harper song, in accordance with this kind of way that they run things. All right, this post looks ready to go. Our bar manager Joe Murphy's newest creation and featured cocktail for the weekend, Tainted Grapes. Oh no. Oh no. What is happening? Okay, we're gonna... Oh, why does it do this? It's a smooth, refreshing blend of the following flavors: sake, dry vermouth, peach tea, blueberry vinaigrette, salt, and absinthe. And then we got all our tags. We got people tagged. We got the English and the Japanese. I feel like I want to do at least one cocktail symbol here for fun. That's going to be way better. Or at least some sort of like cocktail emoji here. No, not a rooster. There we go. All right. Couple of emojis, right? We don't want to be boomers. We want to have fun. Boomers, the only older generation more criticized than the younger generation. It's fantastic. There we go. Okay. Oh, that looks really, really nice. I think we can be happy about this. I'm going to post this up on my story. And then we can return to this photo editing. Because I'll basically be done this. And we can focus. Add post to story. Okay, new cocktail feature this weekend. Hashtag tainted grapes. And we're going to make that white. Okay. And then we're going to do Garden Lab Kyoto to let people know what Insta it's from. Okay. Infinity Gauntlet. I hear that's quite powerful. Okay. What kind of studio do you manage in Japan? So I manage like kind of your standard like video production company. So like where I was working for Wow to You before, we did projects with them. It's basically that, but with whichever company hires us for whatever project they want us to work on. Right now we're looking at working with some of these e-board companies like Boosted Board or Meepo. In August, we are going to live broadcast a Nautique Japan wakeboard event, which I love wakeboarding, and I love producing sweet video, so it really feels like one of the coolest things that we could work on. I'm really, really excited about that. Okay, other source. E. All right. So, date modified. That's what we have to go for. Koya-san, love letter. Bishon Daitokuji. I think this is the one we have to do. Daitokuji Sunset. This is one of the most insane things I've ever witnessed. It's going to be... Of course, these photos, they can't capture the complete grandeur of what it was that we saw, but damn it, it was incredible. You'd really need to like have blown it up. Like I need to put this, if this were a wall print basically, then you would capture like, holy shit. It looked as though the sun were a meteor that had hit the earth and all the clouds exploded around it as it came down. This was out over it was a sunset in Kyoto when we were out we go for these hikes. And this is what we saw there. I hope there's some that can capture it. You can kind of see it here, this, like, you're starting to see the crater that it looked like it was forming. And the color of it as well. The color of it was just insane. And it kept changing. It was like minute by minute. It got wilder and wilder. Yeah, you're starting to see it form now, a bit. Yeah. Yeah. There it was. Okay. Let's calm down. My computer is, like, freaking out just going through them. Okay. Let's see what we get. I think there's so many, that's the problem. It's a couple, yeah, it's a couple hundred. Of course, I took this many shots because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see something like this again. I think this is the single craziest sunset that I'd ever seen. Did you take schooling or classes to learn how to edit photos, or is it a skill, or you just acquired over time? Sunset looks gorgeous. Thanks, titties. It was, I basically learned over time. I just, like, I went on, and there's, like, endless tutorials. Whatchamacallit, endless tutorials on Lightroom. And you can go on there and you can learn whatever it is you need to learn. You can learn and you can focus on things. Like, there's tutorials for, like, landscape editing. There's tutorials for portrait editing, for eyes, for skin tones, for coloring. And I went on and I've done that over the years. In truth, that's something that I could have done much more of recently, in fact. Yeah, okay, we're seeing a bit of what I was talking about. Here, we're getting a bit of it. I did forest fighting in BC last year, and some of those sunsets were apocalyptic. That's wild. That's crazy. Interesting description. I believe it, though. BC it's got some craziness, right? Okay. Yeah, this was an example where I was like, I wish I had a better camera and a better lens and stuff, that in this moment these photos would have been so much better. We're still going to get great stuff here. It's going to be, when I finish editing this, I think it's going to look great. In your last video, there was a VR headset on your table. Do you use it often? If so, what for? I absolutely love VR RoboCop, big time. The game that I'm... Holy shit, 18 concurrent viewers, even if that was for a second. I'm actually shocked by this. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I use it for Half-Life Alyx. I haven't completed that game yet, so... I mean, I love it. I think it's this incredible step forward in kind of envisioning what we're in for in these coming years. Oh wow. Okay, so we are getting some success in these. What are your plans? Long-time watcher David, just want to say hello. Keep the content flowing. You betcha, Regan. I absolutely will. And with a good heart for it too. I'm not gonna ever just pump out shit because I think, like, what's popular. I ain't gonna do it. The people who like what is happening will be able to enjoy it, and they don't need to worry that I'm going to react to people reacting to people reacting. And I don't even dislike people doing that, in the sense, like, if they want to do it, I'm like, you got to do you. I just hope that you're doing that because it's what you want to do. I hope you're not doing it because you feel like you need to chase some algorithm, because that way lies great sadness. if you want a good VR game, check out Talos Principle if you haven't already. One of my favorite games of all time. I'll write that down. Thank you very much for the suggestion. We got a buddy of mine who's going to start a Twitch channel, and I was going to get in there with him. Maybe VR could be like something of what we do as well. I really enjoyed, what was it, Lone Echo? And I'm sort of like after it, Lone Echo was amazing, like so cinematic. Really felt like you were playing through like one of the Aliens movies or something. And from what I've seen, Lone Echo 2 came out, and it got great reviews. And so when I finish Half-Life Alyx, I think I'm going to get in there. I'm going to check out that. But the Talos Principle I could as well. Professionals have standards. Yeah, for sure. I was like, is there a more measured response to this? I've never tried the metaverse. I thought that was just like Facebook lingo for like, oh, hey, that one worked out okay, didn't it? Oh, wow. Yeah, I like this. Lone Echo is so good. I haven't tried the second one. Yeah, Lone Echo was like, oh, this is what VR games can be like. Well, this is amazing. Oh, damn. Look at that one, a Sandro. I was talking about, look at this mosquito we got in here. Sandro, the guy I've just now mentioned where I was like, oh, we're thinking about doing, the live streaming. It's Sandro, because Sandro is an absolute maniac when it comes to gaming. He's insane. Like, we've been playing Hades and Returnal, and you wouldn't believe how good he is at it. So we're like, people need to see this. People need to know just how amazing you are. Honestly, RoboCop, the best one to get right now, price performance, it's almost like I wish I couldn't so obviously recommend it. I think would be like a way I would even say it. But it's the Oculus Quest. There's just like price performance. It's insane. It's insane how good the Oculus Quest is for the amount of money that you pay for it. It's, you know, say what you will about Facebook. This product they've created is absolutely crazy for people who are interested in sort of like entry-level VR, want it to be pretty good, but can't spend the premium on something like the Index or whatever. So it's an easy recommendation. Right on, Trey. Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate you. Whoa, we don't need it to do that. Actually, we want the silhouette. Do we... Actually, no, we don't really raise the... Yeah, this is the one to go with. Like, look at that. Hard to convey much more clearly the insanity of this day than... after seeing these photos, it's great to revisit it again. Literally taking the words out of my mouth. Quest is definitely... Yeah, it's just like... And as I said too, I'm like, I wish that I could give you another alternative, because I don't like supporting Facebook. I think Facebook is like just one of the most like brutal data mining companies that exists, that just wants to pillage you for your personal information and treats human being personal information like cattle. But then a good product's a good product. You gotta, you know, it's insane what they've done. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to get any more kind of like... I feel like we've actually gotten a couple here that are capturing... Hey, there's capturing the grandeur one more time. How many variations on this can I do? We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, the thing you got to remember, of course, also with the Oculus Quest, which is amazing, and I think that this couldn't be under. This should not be. It's you cannot overstate this. Is that I've got a gaming rig down here. I'm discovering not as powerful as I would have liked as I go into some of the more crazy editing that I'm doing. But you need a gaming rig for most VR headsets to do anything. But with the Oculus Quest, you can. It works of its own free will. I mean, that sounds crazy. Basically, you don't need to connect it to a computer, and so you can just use the headset. You'll see oh yeah, there we go. You'll see basically a dip in visual quality, where you're like, oh, this isn't as good where it connected to the computer. But a lot of people don't have that computer that being able to just use the headset solo is like really, really amazing. And then if you want to, you can connect it by HDMI to the computer. And if you have a good gaming rig, you can play all the craziest games on a PC. So you can do Oculus games on the headset itself, and you don't need to attach the computer. Or you connect it to a computer, and then you can play all of the computer games as well. That's like a pretty insane, what would you want to call it? Like dynamic platform as well, where you're like, wow, it serves for like all these different situations. Oh man, these aren't sharp images. Oh, okay, I'm glad we got some of that. Like, yeah, look at the gradation in color from over here. You've got like all these pinks and stuff, and then it goes over into this blue. It's just insane. Just insane. I think we're coming up on some good ones here. I'm glad that I've taken the time to slowly go through these. That's not sharp. That's not sharp. Oh, I've got big hope for these ones. Nope, not sharp. Not sharp. How much of this crap did I take? That's looking more promising. Problem with this one is I've gone too high in the sky. And so we have this kind of like, I guess if I bring this down, then we're, yeah, actually, yeah. That's good. And then we want to have these hills actually creating a silhouette. Oh, no, please change the subject. I don't, yeah, some people get motion sickness. I mean, absolutely, actually. But there's going to be one of the big things that are coming through, and I believe even with the PlayStation VR 2, is eye tracking. So when it tracks your eyes, it can more like accurately track like your movement through the VR world. And I think they're going to basically, it's going to be a hilarious sort of like VHS compared to DVD thing, where the fact that people got the sort of problems they have with motion sickness is going to be totally a thing of the past, and people will be like, I can't believe people put these on their head when this was still a problem. But that's going to be gone pretty soon. Have you ever been to China or thought about teaching there? I'm a teacher in Shanghai, locked down at the moment. Oh man, Regan, that's rough. I've been talking to a friend today about that going on in Shanghai there. No, I studied a lot of Chinese history. Anybody who's been in my live streams before is probably like sick of hearing me talk about it, but like my major is in history. And I studied tons of the history, so I have an appreciation of the country, big time. But for like very practical reasons, regarding like just, I'm not down with how the Chinese government handles things. That's cool. That I wouldn't want to live there. It just freaks me out. It's like, that's the sort of country you can literally just, they can disappear you. They just knock on your door and it's so long, thanks for the fish. That's that's it. So it would freak me out to actually live there or teach there. And I mean, I really like my job now. But I totally I appreciate the history and the beauty of the culture and the history that they've had. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. What fire? What fire this is? Um, oh, heading to bed, titties. All right, take your time. I guess you were gone before I saw that happen. Coop says, I'm glad to hang out. I'm going to take a nap before work. It can be pretty stressful, but that's TSA. Oh, shit, it's the TSA. All right, Coop. Well, good luck. Have a good rest, and best of luck at your work. I hope that goes well for you. These ones are good. Wow, that one turned out very well. Oscar, want to say thanks so much. I wanted to come to Japan and your videos to help me navigate. Oh, that's awesome. Right on, man. Currently waitlisted on Jet. Not great, but I'll look probably to apply to Altia and Interact. Okay. I mean, that sounds... I don't know. That sounds better than worse to me. Sounds like you got some real good prospects there. Okay. Now, am I going to be able to find one of our bro photos? That, I think we will. It must, we got to get a couple of bro photos in here. Bros appreciating the sunset. It was one of the, like I say, it was one of the best days I've ever had. I'm glad, so grateful to have captured it. And I know for a fact that there's some like really good bro shots in here. Guy's looking ridiculous. Yes, good times. So not here. It's gonna be tough. That's a really good shot. I got to get them in a 4x5, so I have to do something kind of creative with the framing of it. I don't know if we're going to get one of them all looking at the camera, but I'm going to try. Waitlisted on Jet. These are good. Everybody having a grand old time. Oh, okay, here we go. These are the ones. Now the question is, can I get them into a 4x5 frame? I can if I do a 4x5 frame like this, but that's going to be the 4x5 frame if I... That was like as much as I could get them both in. This is so funny to me. So just dark. I mean, it's cool to have them there, but we're gonna have to go super high. Let's watch the texture disappear from their skin, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, luminance up. Hey, now didn't that just get rid of all the noise? You've just got to accept people looking a little bit like clay when you use that. But then you can up the sharpness. But yeah, look at the noise. That's okay though. Again, this is what happens when you are going to use, yeah, look at no texture. Oh, look at how grizzled. Clarity, can we... I think we actually found a little bit of a sweet spot here if I don't put the sharpening up too high. Crank that luminance a bit more. Yeah, that's getting to be a little bit much. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Currently waitlisted on Jet, haha. Oh, I already read that, sorry. 8, we still got 8 people in here just chilling. You guys just chilling? I'm glad. I hope this is peaceful for you. Thanks for your words on China. I had no idea you studied history and never heard you talk about China. Surprised. Lockdown is over 40 days so far, so I'm leaving China in July. I need a break. I could not blame you for that, Regan. That would be the most stressful shit ever. I completely understand wanting to get out of there. That's an amazing amount of stress to be on you. Is this, yeah, this is the cropping that I'm doing that you're seeing here is basically the kind of cropping that if you want your picture to appear as large as it can be on Instagram, you do this kind of crop. Because it's basically the format that gives you, like, you'll damn, is it the noise in this picture if I turn that up? It'll give you the biggest picture. If you do other ones on Instagram, when you scroll by them in your feed, it'll like look cut off or it'll look smaller. It's like it really yeah, he's not good. He's not good. And so doing it this way is I don't know if I would say the best, because obviously it's sort of stylistically up to you what you think is the best. But this is the one, if you want to talk just pure real estate, like what's going to be in the image, then this is what you want to do. You want to do the 4x5. We got anything else? I'm trying to, oh, that's a really cool shot of Mihao. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a really good man. You gotta play the cards you're dealt. Not be bitter about it, and he does that. He's a good dude. Now, he's a good dude who is unfortunately suffering from a lens that can't handle this little light when I'm taking the picture, but that's not his fault. That's all gonna change soon. Because I'm getting the R5C, and I'm getting the 24-70 f2.8 L series IES Canon lens. So you bet your ass that it's gonna be real nice once I get this. No more of this crop sensor nonsense that I'm dealing with currently. It's not good. These are nice pictures though. I'm like, hey, there's actually more hope here than I had thought. And I love genuine, candid expressions of happiness in photos. It's not a shame, but when you see people affect a look in a photo, of course, that's it's not genuine. It doesn't feel the same, and it doesn't feel as human, because we're affecting some look. We're not just ourselves. Whereas something like this shot, it's like that's Mihao. That's how he is. That's how he really is. He's from Poland. Came from an incredibly difficult life as he grew up. Came from an impoverished family. Moved to London to escape poverty. Like, had to fake an address that he had to be able to, like have a place where that they could like send his check. And he, what was it? He had to make like money to like be able to like file like these documents, and he didn't have a job yet, and he only spent all his money on the train to like get to there, and like the boat, and so he had to like, actually, you know what, I might talk about it in the podcast. but it depends, right? Because I think it's an incredible story, but I don't know if he would feel comfortable. Like, we're sharing it here like a little bit, but I would have to ask him. I think that's the right move. Be like, hey man, would it be cool if I talk about that stuff? I think he'd be down for it. I think there's one that's actually here. What lens did you use for these photos? I used this one right. Oh no, it's on my camera. So I would have been using this one, the 16mm Sigma f1.8, which is insane that its aperture is like that good for low light. Or 1.4, I think it is. And then I used the Sigma 30mm f1.4. I believe these were on the Sigma 30mm f1.4. Yeah, as a group shot, that's really good. But if it's... Do all these people work at Garden Lab? They do not. So Drew is the it's the owner of the company. Drew's the founder of the company. And I'm an employee. I mean, I say that though, like, we have a number of projects that we've all worked on together. And so they're like, we're definitely, because it's a startup, there's like opportunities for the guys who like really want to see it succeed to contribute. And so although they may not be like officially an employee, I mean they've done as much, if not more, than I have to see that that it's succeeding. Basically the long-term, whatever you want to call it, long-term, short-term goal is that all these people that you're seeing here, Sandro, Mihao, we would take them into Garden Lab as well, and they would get hired as the company grows and is able to support more employees directly. Biggest aperture lens I've ever owned is a 1.8. One day I'll own 1.2 or 1.4. Yeah, sure. They're crazy depth of field kind of shenanigans that you can get up to when you get this. Crank the luminance. Yep. Just having to accept these photos are going to be like a little bit. I'm like obviously digitally manipulating them quite a bit to make them work. But that's okay. I do not care. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them with spam. I don't know if that's how it goes. I really wish these pointing ones could have gotten in. There's some awesome pointing ones here. Oh shit, this is when I had my beard. Oh fuck, that's funny. Look at me rudely pointing at Mihao. with my frosty beard. That's funny. I'd like this if my hand weren't so accusingly jabbing at him. I think that would be this would be a better photo. This is, yeah. You see Drew on his phone? That's Drew having to deal with shit, the poor bastard. Jack to Japan. Hey, Jack, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. There's some... I do like these. If we could just find one that was sharp, I would include it as well. looked like there might be one in here. That one is okay. It's all right. It's not the best. I think we're just going to have to settle on the couple of ones that I had there. Yeah. So, is there anything else I can do here? I don't think so. I think we can just leave it. Have these pictures been altered? I've been doing a little bit of light editing here. As much as I can, I'm trying to not go too crazy. Keeping it as au naturel as I can, so to speak. Crank that luminance up. I mean, this is just an interesting angle. They look super good. That's kind of you to say, Jack, considering the low light conditions and crazy graininess and noisiness of the pictures. That would be so good if it were just like this. I'm wondering if I should do a post that's just wider angle like this. Stop resisting, Dave. Stop doing, because you can do the 4x5 two types. You can do a 4x5 that's wider, or you can do a 4x5 that's like this, that's taller. All right, well, maybe we do it that way. So not that one. What about this one? Not that one. This one looks like it might be the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Well, the artist is always the most critical of their work. Certainly, certainly. First time catching a stream, the Moir viewing channel. Do you think it's beneficial to teach English in Japan in 2022? And awesome pictures. Thank you. I think a lot would depend on your personal situation for whether or not you'd say that it were awesome to teach in Japan. I think for a lot of people, the answer is absolutely yes. That you would find something in Japan that was like particularly amazing for you, yes. I think shall we paint a picture? Say, for example, you're a recent graduate with a bachelor's degree, and you've realized that that bachelor's degree is not going to land you the immediate job that society had told you would be waiting for you when you completed it. And now you need something that's going to be better than being a busser in a restaurant or doing some like low-level entry job like that. And ideally, if you could do something that would be leveraged by the fact that you had a degree, that would be super cool as well. That would maybe, in fact, be the best case situation. Well, that's exactly what you can do with a degree and teaching in Japan still. If you got a degree, you can teach in Japan, and you will make more than you would were you back in your own country. And it's just a better, call it like quality of life, better quality of life for a lot of people. And so right there, I'd be like, yeah, damn right, I think that it's a good option for people, given that kind of scenario. But then there's people I would caution against, where it's like, if you are having problems and you're leaving your country just because you're like, I want to run from these problems, and it has a lot to do with kind of how you need to change more than the place that you are needs to change, then you want to be really, really cautious about thinking that like jumping over to another country might solve all your problems. No surprise, right? It's this kind of tired old adage that like, unless you're good, No, nothing else can be good. Okay, I think we've got a real cool thing happening here. I want to get one of these in to illustrate just how crazy the color shift is from. If I go to here, I can kind of make this the centerpiece, this building, which is kind of cool. But really what I'm trying to illustrate is how it goes from this insane pink over here to this. But wide angle shots like that, not so favorable in Instagram. Somebody wrote earlier that they were like, oh, they're potentially going to a 9:16 as being the ideal shot on Instagram. And yes, I had seen that too. I think that could be very, very interesting. Basically, they call it like it's the most immersive if you do it that way. Basic vibrance. There we go. I wonder if that's capturing it. Just, again, I don't want to chuck up the saturation too much, but I do want people to be like, oh, look at what a rainbow of colors that is when I look at this shot. Average view time 5 minutes. That's pretty good. People are having a bit of a chill here. This makes me happy. You can see it when you zoom out. You're like, that one does a fantastic job of it. That really does show just how crazy it is side to side. But the whole way that this works is if it's side to side. That works. Dare I say that that actually works? I think it does. Beneficial to teach. I'm enjoying the questions, by the way, guys. Like if you feel that there's some questions, burning questions you want answered, now is the time. It gives me something to chat about while we're chilling here in the stream. How is Dave? You missed my question and Splur, please question. Okay, let me. Oh, okay, cool. Let me have a look back here for Regan, and then I'll get to yours, Thomas, as well. I don't see Regan's. I see Splur's question. I was wondering if you'd recommend studying at universities in Japan. I've been considering finishing my degree in teaching there for cheaper tuition and new experience. I think it's awesome. I think any sort of like expat living abroad experience is like it kind of. It's important for people to feel like they could go anywhere, to have like a more amazing life, to really appreciate this planet Earth. And so going over to Japan and doing your and doing your undergraduate here, or maybe even continuing beyond that, I think is really worthwhile. You're like, oh, there's this like, so this is the world outside my window, you know? And then I think it does a lot for you being able to envision for yourself a greater potential where you're like, well, if I could do this, maybe I could do something else. Maybe there's more that I feel like I could do. It's like, you know, I usually hate to use the word empowering, but I would say that it's a really, really empowering experience. Now that's gone. Good. For people. So you bet your ass. I think that going and teaching in Japan would be like a really, really cool thing that you could do. Or not teaching, sorry, studying in Japan. You're also, a thing that's really cool that you're doing there is you're building connections, which is of course like amazing. And I would actually say in the higher tier positions, like connections matter less when it's like, I work at a bar and I have connections to other servers. And I mean, I'm not shitting on that. I've done that. I worked in bars and restaurants so much before I came to Japan. But I'm talking about in terms of your networking actually impacting greater opportunities for you, then going to a university and meeting people like that gives you the greater potential to have a position where you would benefit from that kind of social network later in a really, really significant way. This is there's such a delicate balance of what's vivid and beautiful in these shots, and not overdoing the edit is proving a bit of a challenge. You always want to overdo it. That's what I would say. There's always that desire. Now, I want to add some more texture in here. Yeah, not too much. I just want to draw attention to this building as sort of like a centerpiece, but currently it's too much. Too overlit. You're like, where is that light coming from? Why is it as bright as it is there? Okay, we won't do that. But just a little bit? Yeah, that's okay. Still looks shitty above it, though. Looks blown out. That's better. That's not so bad anymore. Alright. There's only so many pictures of clouds that people can look at and not think this is kind of boring. So I'm gonna be careful with that. Crank that luminance up a bit more. Look at these artifacts in the color of his face. That's not good. I think that's probably the vibrance doing that. Let's not do that. It appears as soon as you turn the color up. That's unfortunate. Oh, okay, we got one from Thomas. How is mask wearing in Japan? Here in Ohio, America Midwest, almost no one wears them anymore, like 10%. Oh, everyone. It's like 99% of people wear masks in public here. I think that would be a fair estimate, like without me exaggerating. It's basically everyone. Kind of like reliably, if you went out, if you were in any public place, then yes, that's what you can expect to see, basically. Well, this is good. This looks nice. I think now that I'm going to do this slightly different crop, I think having these shots in here is actually really, really cool. And, oh, this means, okay, so this opens up some really great possibilities. So here, now we can do this one. We can make this way more inclusive of a shot. That's great. Yay. Yeah. Good decision making, Dave. Good decision making. That's way better. How many pictures do you typically take? Well, I mean, that would depend a lot on whatchamacallit. That would depend a lot on the trip, basically. Like if it was a really exciting trip, I would snap a ton of shots. But then, you know, if I'm taking it a little more easy, then I wouldn't be so obsessive with the camera and I wouldn't really worry about it so much. Yeah, this is repaired. Okay. Then there was these ones where we're pointing. And again, we can now do this. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, I like this a lot. So I might take like 100 pictures. Maybe I take 30. But I generally err on the side of I'm trying to take as many cool pictures as I can. Without just like snapping with your camera like an asshole where you're like taking so many pictures. Like it really can't be that they're good. You're just like, I'm going to have to sort through so much shit after this. So, yeah, trying to be thoughtful about it. I wonder. That's a more dynamic. Right, we got Gabriel in here. I partially completed an arts degree, but dropped out a few years ago. I probably have about 2 years of school left to complete the degree. I'm apprehensive about pursuing teaching English. I think anyone should be at least slightly apprehensive about pursuing any sort of teaching job where they're considering that as the what they will do for their whole career. Like it's just like really uncertain ground, I think. And you don't get paid that much, and it's incredibly difficult, and it's just all of these things that make like teaching's a pretty tall order, you know. If you absolutely love it and you're like, I wish to share, or like I see the enlightened perspective of educating, then I'd be like, yeah, go for it, all in on the teaching. But it's gotta be, I think it ends up being this one that goes in. I wanted to do the one where it was like, look at us pointing, how grandiose. But I think this one with a little more space to the front of us, actually. You want to feel like, there's room to breathe. I think that'll do it. Yeah, that's better. You don't want to have us like jammed up against the side of the frame. Feels claustrophobic. They use that when I was watching reviews of that show, Mr. Robot, and they purposely frame the character in sort of like claustrophobic framings where he's like at the edge of the frame, so it sort of like disempowers the character and all this kind of crazy stuff. Okay, I think we're at a point where I can actually export this. Okay. Tainted Grapes, we're going to call this Mad Sunset. And we're going to decide which of these first ones which belongs. That looks like it belongs. Wow. Just incredible. Alright, so that one's going into export. Yep, Mad Sunset. Not... This one you can see the kind of crater I was talking about. And wow, badass. Yeah, that's good. Alright, let's export this one as well. We'll just keep working to the right here. So we did this one. RoboCop, just letting you know. What are you just letting us know, RoboCop? Okay, this looks like another one we've done here. I like this one if it had a little more... Oh. Sorry, the link was allowed. Oh, okay. I didn't even see it block a link or anything there. Again, this is not so sharp, but we're still going to export it. I think some of these were maybe the best. Ooh, not that one. That's like all, it's not sharp at all. Close. That one though, that one looks like it could work. I wonder if I could just address this with sharpness. Take this, we throw it right here. Yeah, that helped with the sharpness. Oh, Charles D. Jameson. Yeah. So, thank you for telling me that. That's like my old website. My website now is davetrippinon.com. It's like actually a proper website now compared to the other one was using like, oh, I can't remember the name of, there's like a particular like blogging site that you could use, and it's for free. So I was using that for a time, but now the clock has run out on that one. Yes, this one looks really, really good. Export into the mad sunset. It's I went to it the other day. I was curious if it was still up, and it was. And they were selling that now for, yeah, like you say, $688. So I was like, no, thank you. There we go. Export. This could definitely be a little... There we go. Just a titch up. Just a titch. And then we'll do the luminance. We'll make them a little bit plasticky. A little bit more plasticky. To try and not have this as little noise as possible. It's kind of difficult again when you were shooting in these sort of light conditions. It makes having that difficult to avoid, but it doesn't look bad. And these are more like to capture the feeling of us being there than it so much is that the shots be like flawless shots. Yeah, we'll do that. Export. Wonder how many shots are going to be in this. Yeah, that one's great. I like all the green. The green's looking really cool. Export that. And then... By Jove, I think we've done it. I think that's all the clips. Let's jump out quickly to the mad sunset here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So we got 4 of these shots here. That one. Okay, that one for sure can go. That one doesn't look so good. And then we've got our bros. That one's the one for sure. I don't think we need more than that. 4175 can go. And then of these two, this one looks so rough. I think I've determined that actually just this one shot, we found the shot, 4158. That's the one that sums it up the best. And then these 2 darker shots will also go. And there you have it. So this will be the first, the second. I really want to have this one in here, but I think it kind of is incongruent with the yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we need this one. Actually, no, I like that one a lot. But this is it. This is word on the street is that this is sufficient for the next post on my Insta. And then we're going to get into some really cool shots. I went to this trip in Nara, and I snapped these crazy shots of people doing the Japanese calligraphy again, and that was crazy sweet. Very, very cool. And I'll definitely be looking forward to editing those. Oh, I just realized I should put I'm realizing now that I should post one of these. I should make something in Photoshop for Tainted Grapes. So Navigator. I'm looking for catalog. So here we go. History, collections. This is what got me before. Where is file? View. There should be catalog basically, so I can find what I'm looking for. Catalog settings. Because you got here recently modified. I guess I could just go in here, couldn't I? This is the one. And so I would need to open up, where am I going to do it? Photoshop, that's where I'm going to do it. Photoshop. We're going to head in here, and we're going to edit something that can go officially on the story, which will be cool. All right, new file, and you got to do one of these 1080 by 1920. This is for a story size kind of thing. Tainted Grapes. Grabbing this bad boy right here. And then we make it big enough to go into the story. And that looks pretty damn cool. We need the space here because this is where we're going to put the writing. Horizontal. Tainted Grapes. And we're using Montserrat. Now I've got to. Could we? I think black is the better color. If we could go with white with a drop shadow. That could work potentially. I like the white. And you got to make sure it's low enough that when you have it on your story that things don't conflict with it, basically. Oh, this needs to do a little resizing here. There we go. So now we go in and we change this to bold. We change this to regular. And we go to our friend Joe and we see what the ingredients were one more time. Where's Joe? Joe's not here. Joe ain't here. Okay, here we go. Sake. Dry vermouth. Vermouth! I swear I can spell vermouth. I got a feeling like people haven't spoke for a while. Restore chat. Okay, I thought maybe I was just crazy, but nope, people are There are no new comments. The chat is still working. Everybody's just having a bit of a break right now. Dry vermouth, peach tea, blueberry vinaigrette, salt, absinthe. How you like me now? There we go. And then we do it like that. Now I wonder, I did with all capitals, maybe that's not the way to go, I don't know. Let's do a drop shadow and see how it looks. Tainted grapes, sake, dry vermouth, peach tea, blueberry, vinaigrette, salt, absinthe. Seems pretty cool. Still here. RoboCups is still here. Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I think that looks good. I kind of feel like this could be, the distance between this and this feels like too much. There we go. That feels better. What was that set up by you or someone else? The if you're referring to the setup of the photography, this was not me. This was put together by, the photography was done by my friend Alessandro, who we've seen in those other pictures. He did the photography, and Joe, our bar manager, created the cocktail. I wonder. Now, I think I like the... I think I like it when they're all amped up like that, although we could have a little more... Weighting is a very difficult thing to do in... weighting being like, you know, how much... What we got here? How, like, how am I not saying this properly? Basically, like, if something is very, if something's big, thick, and heavy, and you want it to look that way, or if something's, like, light, and also where that thing gets, where that thing gets placed in the frame. So this is kind of cool. We do it like this, and then potentially we go for blur. We do a Gaussian, convert to a smart object, and then we blur the hell out of it, and we then reduce the opacity. But basically, we have a way of making it clear what the writing is. Ooh, yep, that makes it stick out a lot better, doesn't it? That's good. I'm told that the board, though, the board that they put it on, that idea, that was from Joe. Joe being our bar manager, was like, oh, I bet it would the cocktail would look really, really cool if we put it on this board like this. And I think he's right. I think it looks fantastic like that. Oh, wow, we managed to drop to 1, I guess. Okay, Tainted Grapes. Now, final question, does that need to be bold or can that be regular? Tainted Grapes. Yeah, we just make the size a bit bigger. I like that. That actually, like, when I was talking about that weighting, like, this feels like the right weighting. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Export as. We're going to crank that quality. I see 10 on my end. 10 what? Sake, dry vermouth, peach tea, vinaigrette with 2 T's. I've got that right. Vinaigrette, I've confirmed this, double confirmed. Yep, vinaigrette, salt, and absinthe. Okay. And this is just called Tainted Grapes. Story. Oh, 10 watching now. Okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay, so that's going to the desktop. Save that. And then from the desktop, we need to go to Garden Life Cocktails, Tainted Grapes. Actually, yeah, let's still go in here. I think this feels like the simplest solution. Here, you copy this in. 28, said 28 minutes a second ago. I'm glad it didn't take 28 minutes. Oh, nope. Not doing any writing right now. Tainted grapes, sake, dry vermouth, peach tea, blueberry vinaigrette, salt, and absinthe. It's a sexy looking cocktail right there. Okay. Okay, there we go. Feature cocktail. So I'll do this, and then I'm going to have the one that I will download in 2 seconds. There we go. Thank you all for bearing with me. I mean, this is essentially like I'm doing work for my jobby job. So if people are just like chilling, hanging out while I do that, that's awfully kind of you. Let's post this. Now, if I've designed this properly, yes, I did. And so no matter where you see it, it's going to look good. Yes. Our barn manager can be happy knowing that I am looking after the crew. Yes. Oh, that looks good. Very, very happy about that. Many boffins died to bring us this great photography, resulting in a really nice post for our social media. And we appreciate their service. Okay, that's cool. I kind of want to now, what is it? What is the name? I did this this post the other day, and there was a little bit of editing. I saw like 1 or 2 errors grammatically. So it would be like, what is it? Squarespace. That's it. Squarespace login. So if I can, if I can do this while we're chilling here, even more efficient for me. Because, yeah, it's just the sort of thing you do your run through and then you come back to it and you're like, that doesn't make grammatical sense at all. Pages, projects. Okay. It was this one. So, hey, if you guys can stomach it, I'm going to read through this. to find these errors. Have you ever thought about doing photography / photo editing tutorials? Because that blurred effect behind the writing was surprisingly effective. Yeah, right. There are these, like, there's tons of stuff. Like, I could do a fully dedicated channel to these sorts of tutorials and, like, more like the geary focused kind of thing. And I would never totally rule them out. You know, maybe there is something like that I would want to do, but I do have a desire to have some tonal consistency on my channel, and where I'm already, like, pretty kind of scattershot, I'm always, like, a little hesitant to just, like, go off in a whole new direction again, because I've done so many new directions. But I'd never rule it out. Like, I've actually done so many different things over the course of my channel that it would have another variation. Oh, why the hell not? All right. So I'm going to read through this to find it. I hope you guys can bear with me. Okay. I have a podcast coming out this Monday, this coming Monday, in which I talk perhaps too much about what I'll write now. So if audio is more your thing, then head over to the Interested Podcast YouTube channel or to Spotify. But for you who don't mind reading, and I trust you do as you have found your way here, then look no further for what I have to say on this topic. Okay, so far so good. I have a friend, one I've known for a while, but far more so since moving to Kyoto. His name is Alessandro, and he, for Christmas, got me a book. No doubt you've heard of Haruki Murakami, an author of worldwide fame, and I'm quite sure the most brought-up author of any when I enter a conversation about reading in general. Somehow over the years I managed to elude reading anything of his, although my first contact was from the young sweet age of a high school student. One of my roommates at the time read the book that Sandro would give to me, Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. Damn it all, if the man doesn't have a good title. That said, we must remember that this is a Japanese author, and that title, along with everything else I read in the book, is translated. I mention that because it becomes an ever greater creative accomplishment that such feeling is conveyed through his material regardless of which language you are reading it in. That all checks out. I was struck at first by how little I liked the book. In the past, I have encountered books that have little that tethers them to reality. That in itself doesn't bother me so much, so long as I feel at some point, I can anchor all the symbolism to some meaning. If I can't, I don't like the feeling, and I don't like the book. I'll be careful to mention at this point I don't see this as a failing of the author. More simply, it's difficult for... That shouldn't be a capital. More simply, it's difficult for capital me... it's difficult for capital me to take something from books so ethereal as this. Luckily, I was saved by another feature in my personality that is not so self-defeating. I refuse to say a book is one way or another until I have finished reading it. Upon completion, this book is, let's be totally artsy obnoxious, hauntingly beautiful. People often cite how relatable Murakami is in his writing. That, to me, did not seem like something so incredible at first. A great many excellent authors achieve this. It's notable. It's the sign of a good author. But in no way did it seem a characteristic so defining that it should set him apart from anyone else. That was until I came to understand the way in which he feels relatable, where that term usually refers to a universalism, that he would share something across all human experience. He conveys instead that he relates, but to you precisely, that he shares a feeling, mood, or image that you as the reader would swear no other human being on earth could have felt. That is special. For me, it was a specific passage where the main character contemplates his own impotence and masturbation. He does so frustratingly and imagines himself jacking off into a void, that his energy would go nowhere, sucked into an uncaring, dispassionate universe. It's not a light feeling. It's accurate. This expression of sexual frustration I understood and had felt in the way which he described. It was something... Okay, so this is some writing I need to improve. This expression of sexual frustration I understood and had felt the way in which he described it was something that only my deep unconscious self could have ever dreamed. Okay, that does work. Describe it was... There's got to be a place for a comma here, though. This expression of sexual frustration I understood and had felt that way. Sounded good, comma, and had felt the way in which he described it was something that only my deep unconscious self could have ever dreamed. There we go. Hello, Jonathan. But here it was in the pages of this unassuming book. Okay, so far so good. I think it's here. There was like some like there sort of like mistakes. I would have to wait until nearly the end of the book for the final revelation. There are, as you read, two narratives. One of a real world and another of a seemingly fantastical place. You discover late in the book, although you may find yourself suspecting before, that this second place is actually in the main character's head. There it is. That should be a possessive. Main character's head. That in itself is interesting, but it is how the main character, upon realizing this fact, describes it, which I found most striking. He recognizes that this as a dream world is in his head, all of it, not just the I voice that he experiences it with. Oh, this is tough, so this is sort of convoluted. He recognizes that this as a dream world in his head, all of it, not just the I voice that he experiences it with, is him. Okay, that works. He recognizes that this as a dream world in his head, all of it, not just the I voice that he experiences it with, is him. Okay, that works. There is a river in the world, and he says the river is me. The river runs through me. I have had this thought before regarding my... I think it was like, there is a river in the world, and he says the river is me, the river runs through me. Could have sworn it was here, there was a mistake. He recognizes, pardon me guys, I bet people are just like, oh my god. But again, I appreciate you. I just got to get this properly edited so people don't struggle like I'm struggling now to get this done. There is a river in the world. No, that in itself is how the main character, upon realizing this fact, describes it, which I found most striking. He recognizes that this as a dream world... Oh, no, that's right. I thought that was supposed to be is. That this as a dream world in his head, all of it, not just... Okay, so we could do this. That this... Just do this. That this dream world in his head, that's way better. He recognizes that this dream world in his head, all of it, not just the I voice that he experiences it with, is him. That's way better. There is a river in the world, and he says... Oh, and there should be a comma. The river is me, the river runs through me. I have had this thought before regarding my own dreaming, that while I may experience a dream as a self, comma, and from the perspective of central main character or ego, whatever I counter in that dream is all me, the monster I am running from, the person I am yelling at, all me. This could be a semicolon here. I have never encountered this in a book before. Fantastic. Okay, that might be it. In this same vein, I have found it helpful to reflect on my own waking reality, and I found it shockingly similar to this dream world. Allow me to explain. What is a dream made of? It is made of you. You create the dream. You experience the dream. You are both the dream and the dreamer. So then, a human dream is an example in which we know what it is like to have an experience of simultaneously being limited perception to a self and omniscient at the same time. Is not our material reality similar in configuration? Is the question I found myself asking. We exist within a universe. We are not apart from it. And this should be together. Yep, we are not apart from it. Though it may often feel that way. We are by definition inseparable from it, as we are constructed from the same particles that surround us in the rest of existence. We are atoms. Existence is nothing more, nothing less. From that seemingly inert material arises a dream. That's us. We emerge from the material to dream, to occupy the strange place we know as our waking lives. The universe is the dream. We, it, are the dreamers. So the universe, we, are the dreamers. Okay, the universe is the dream. Yeah, that works. So you can read it as either way. The universe is the dream. We are the dreamers. Or you can say the universe is the dream. The universe is the dream. It is the dreamers. So it's like the same. The universe and you is the same thing, although you have the illusion that you're somehow separate. We are one and the same, and you needn't be a goddamn hippie to get down with these ideas. They are congruent with what we know of nature through science. I ask for no leap of faith to consider this concept. It is there for you to observe in what we know plainly about the universe, and that is with our very still caveman understanding of it. What a thought. The universe is having a dream. It gives rise to the illusion of separation, a separation no different than what we do in our own dreaming. Well, there you have it, the secret to the universe and our relationship to it. Who would have thought you'd find it in the blog of some random second-generation YouTuber? Life is indeed strange. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm really happy to have that edited and finished off. That was important to me. I'm tempted now to do some writing for my next post on my Instagram. What do we got here? Lane, can you let us know when you bring them and hang them? Oh, okay, we got this going on. This is cool. I think everybody's just in shock. Like, I've never heard... Yep. I've never heard someone say dream 30 times in a row. Well, it's just non-stop entertainment here. What can I say? What can I say? All right. Well, this was fun. I don't even know if I check. I wonder how long we've been streaming for. Oh, shit. Almost 2 hours. That's pretty good. All right, guys. I think for now, there was a lot that was accomplished here. I'm glad. I really appreciate everybody coming along for the ride. Yeah, I should chill now, I think, take a little bit of a break. But it was, like I say, it was great having everybody here, even bearing with me, the couple of people, as I edited my blog post. Nice math. Far Tsuku. Hello. Good to see you, Tsuku. I'm actually gonna hang up the guns for now. I'm gonna stop this stream, but it was a real pleasure hanging out with everybody. I think I'm actually going to schedule these now. This should be like another part of me actually being active on my channel. It's hilarious. I'm like a rat down here. That's better. Yeah. Good times, everybody. Peace. Take care out there. Hug the ones you love. I'll catch you in the next stream. I think I'm going to be busy tomorrow, but perhaps on Monday I'll be doing another one. Okay, guys, that's all for now. Take care. I will catch you later.